vou falar um pouquinho de português e inglês, porque temos uma presença do professor Eric Clark here. Hoje eu vou apresentar a pesquisa de pós-doutorado, que é sobre a improvisação ao piano com o uso do software Mirror. É um estudo exploratório com alunos de piano de bacharelado. Bom, a minha fundamentação teórica veio a mesma fundamentação do meu doutorado, que eu foquei no feedback. O feedback intrapessoal, que envolve o auditivo, o visual, o proprioceptivo e todos os mecanismos internos, os processos internos, como metacognição, autorregulação, então todos esses feedbacks intrapessoais. Também o feedback interpessoal, entre o professor e o aluno. Feedback interpersonal, feedback between teacher and student, that is verbal and non-verbal, é verbal e não verbal. Então, alguns estudos, eles relatam sobre esses tipos de interação verbal e não verbal entre professor e aluno. E, além disso, tem um feedback interpessoal entre o indivíduo e a tecnologia, que alguns estudos mostraram que o uso de tecnologia, ela traz um feedback adicional, brings additional feedback to the lesson. Que tipos de feedback podem ser encontrados quando a tecnologia é utilizada? Visual, em tempo real, auditivo, combinado com visual, auditivo somente ou somente o visual. Então, these additional feedback types are visual, in real time, and post-hoc, combined or not with auditory feedback. Então, na minha pesquisa de doutorado, eu tive evidências que o uso de tecnologia ele pode aumentar a consciência dos alunos do seu processo de aprendizagem e também das suas performances dentro da sala de aula. So the use of feedback, this additional feedback, visual and auditory, generated by technology, can make students more conscious about their performances and their learning processes. And this is the third time I am in Simcam. So the first time I was not able to be in person. I sent my paper. And the second time, it was in 2017, tudo bem? Vocês conseguem acompanhar? E em 2017, I met a researcher, Ana Rita Adessi. So I was very fortunate, but she presented her research about use of visual. It's like a software with visual feedback, additional auditory feedback, and people with children and improvisation with children. So I was very fascinated with her presentation, and I thought, oh, this could be a good topic for my postdoc research. And then this is a good time for you during Simcam to contact people that you align their ideas. Então, é uma ótima oportunidade, Simcam, para você trocar ideias com os pesquisadores aqui que vocês... eu queria tanto falar, vai falar. Essa é a sua chance. So, I was brave enough to talk to Ana Rita Adessi, and I'm very curious. Can you talk about Mirror project in Italy, Bologna? Yes. So, we have a collaboration together, international collaboration. And at the same time, I was, trying to learn how to use the software. I was reading a lot of studies with piano in groups, learning. So what I found that improvisation is an ability for people doing licenciatura in music and music education. But for the bachelorate in music, in piano, the pianists do not focus on improvisation. They focus in developing virtuosistic performances. So improvisation is not there in the curriculum. Então eu percebi que a maioria dos bacherandos de piano não tem tática regular como os alunos de licenciatura no piano em grupo têm, porque eles precisam desenvolver habilidades funcionais para atuar na escola básica. Então, o que eu me coloquei? Há um ciclo que se repete. We have esses bacharelandos, né, se formam e vão ensinar depois os licenciados. Vão ensinar o quê? A improvisar, a compor. Mas eles não tiveram essa experiência. Bom, algo tem que ser refeito. E, aproveitando essa oportunidade de estar lá com alunos, e a improvisação é muito feita com crianças, né? Você tem a improvisação with children, improvisation, lots of work with children, and the undergraduates. How is the improvisation task with undergraduates? Então, essa que foi meu objetivo, porque this software mirror was originally made for undergraduate students, para os graduandos, foi feito para isso. But it was applied for children in research. So I said, why not to apply with undergraduate students? So the objective or aim of this research was to investigate the development of improvisation with the students, undergraduate students, with the use of the software Mirror. What does Mirror means? Chun, 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 chun. Mirror, M-I-R-R-O-R, musical interaction relying on reflection. Okay? Então, esse é o esquema do Mirror. The Mirror platform is huge, but I'm going to focus just Mirror Impro, because there is Mirror Impro, Mirror Body, Mirror Compo, this composition. I'm using only Mirror Impro. Então eu vou falar em inglês, então, e tem em português ali. Então, the method I used action case study. There's a combination of case study and action research because I'm there facilitating the technology. And participants, 2 undergraduate participants in bachelor in piano. Myself as a researcher, facilitating the technology, and the teacher, but the teacher was not in the sessions. The piano teacher was the teacher of the 2 students. So, how was the data collection? Observation of 2 sessions with the technology. I invited 1 student, and I was facilitating technology, 1 session, and then the interview. And the same thing with the other students, 2 sessions. And later on, with all the data collector, interviewing sessions, observations, I invited the teacher and the students and showed some assets of videos, short videos, and made them to discuss about their experience and asked the teacher as well about his perspective of the use of that technology. So this is the setting of the data collection. So have too much technology here. 2 cameras. So one was focusing on the screen. The other one I was focusing on the interaction between myself and the student and the additional screen. Digital piano, why? I use a digital piano to collect the data with MIDI interface, and I was recording everything in this laptop, running a software, the Mirror software. So, I used 3 modes of Mirror Impro. Echo, so exact, reproduction, similar, slight differences, different and very different. So there are 4 modes, and there is another one that is the transposition of each of them, but I will focus on the 4 modes. So these, I'm going to show how echo works. This is an example. This is the interface. So I click in here, so So I chose echo. And then the student will start to play, and you're going to see, hopefully, maybe we can turn the light off. Maybe it's better. Is it okay?
Yes.
So, and then here you're going to move. Something going to appear here. And then during the playing, the software is recording. Vocês estão entendendo? And then with the reproduction of the playback, we're going to listen to what they recorded and also to see something is happening on the blue part. But the 5 já? Oh my gosh, 5 minutes.
Um pouquinho mais, 10.
Obrigada.
Toco, ouço de novo. Pode dar aí? Acho que pode.
There is the similar. Several times with echo, similar, different, and then there is this interaction between the computer and the player. Different, oops.
No, você quer colocar?
And then, so we could also look with a better view of the piano roll. And then here we have the results. Results here about the data collection with interview. So I'm looking at the perspectives of students on the use of this technology. So first is the experience with the piano and the practice of improvisation. So one student has experience with piano and with that improvisation. The other has less experience with the piano and improvisation. So these examples were done by the first student. And then the perception of the student in relation to what was improvised with the bureau. So one student said, I never recorded myself to see what was going on. So have this graphic representation changed my perception of what I was playing. And the other student said, well, this visual thing made a difference for me. So for the rhythm and for the pitch organizations, so see the sound, so he could see the sound he was saying. Visually helps. consciousness in the process of improvisation. So, for one student, improvise and to be able to see, may be a good way to study the how can I say, the texture of the improvisation, because you can see dots or rectangles or how the shape of the music visually. And the other student said, this possibility to interact and react and interact with the technology and this visual feedback is something new for him and made him to perceive all the things and to see the music as a whole. Thank you. And types of interaction between the student and technology. So I perceived that there was interaction, really like two types of interaction. One is like one student was like playing with the computer, like a game, playing and then seeing the response of the computer, and then making a like how can I say, challenging the computer to understand how is the computer thinking to reply my playing. And the other, he interacted in another way. So he made something that he didn't give so much attention, but the computer selected exactly that part that he didn't explore, and the computer explored it so much, and I said, oh, it's so nice that I didn't give a lot of attention to that part, but the computer explored and developed more. So he said that this could, how can I say, the next time he could play and make more important that part. There are limitations of the mirror. So there is a small silence between between the time he played and the computer response. So for example, only 1 or 2 seconds between stopping playing and then the reply of the computer. So this was a limitation of the study. Although it was also the limitation of the researcher, because this could be changed. But as I was also exploring, and I perceived that during the sessions. So this maybe for the later in future research, I can change that time, because the silence is important, it's part of the improvisation as well. And the second limitation is the use of the pedal. So the pedaling was not being recorded. So the players were playing, and the playback was always without the pedal. It was not sounding with the pedal. So this interfered with the style of the playing, the improvisation process as well. So this was also a limitation. So the two students, although the interaction was when the computer was changing the improvisations, they could see the use of this technology in their piano lessons with the playback, only with the echo, when they could record and listen back to their recordings. But they couldn't see in the practice of improvisation in their lessons, because they are focused on repertoire development. And the final considerations is that, so there are some research, the use of technology in improvisation and in the development of performances, but more research needs to be conducted for more understanding of the potential uses, pedagogical uses of technology in lessons, in music lessons, with more clarity of purpose of their uses. And so that I invite teachers to be open and to, how can I say, position themselves as learners alongside their students and to explore the use of technology in their lessons. Thank you very much.
Okay, perguntas?
Can you talk a little more about your protocol? How many sessions the student improvise, and if you give tasks or instructions?
Okay, so during the sessions, because...
Só para você pergunta.
Ah,
Depois
tá.
eu pergunto para os
Vou
outros.
traduzir. Ele perguntou por que como que eu estruturei as minhas sessões com a tecnologia. Se eu dei algumas instruções ou não. Então, oi?
Quantas sessões?
Quantas sessões? Então foram 2 sessões com a tecnologia, onde eu falei que vamos explorar juntos. Não dei orientação de improvisação. Faça uma improvisação de jazz ou faça... Não falei nada. Improvisa livre. O computador sempre vai responder se você tocar 1 ou 2 notas, ele vai responder. Então, não precisa. So I didn't give any instructions, just only said we have several modes, we were going to explore the modes, and when we repeated 4 times, for example, I asked them, would you like to move on for a similar? Yes. Or would you like to repeat? Oh, no, we can move on to different. So, então, eu deixei bem flexível e livre os tipos de improvisação. Respondi 2 sessões.
Obrigado por inglês.
You're welcome.
So I have 2 questions. One is a technical question and the other is a more conceptual question. So the technical question is, did the software only start to play back when the student stopped playing? And how did it know that the student had stopped?
Okay.
Did the student have to sort of press a playback button, as it were?
Oh, that's a very good question. Because when the student is playing... deixa eu traduzir. Ele perguntou como o computador sabe que a improvisação acabou. Será que o aluno aperta o botão dizendo assim, acabei? Né? Então, essa foi a pergunta dele. Então, eu vou responder em português. O que acontece? O aluno está tocando. E lembre-se que é piano digital. Então, tudo que está sendo tocado está sendo gravado. Quando o dedo está na tecla, para o computador, mesmo que o som não esteja soando mais, ainda estou tocando. Mas se eu faço assim, aí o computador, vou responder. Então, so, the students play. So, digital information is going to the computer, it's going to record it. And then even if the student is playing 1 note, it's not sound anymore, but it's still pressed, there is information for the computer.
Yeah. So
The student is still playing, even if you don't have sound, but it's like but if you release the note, this is the sign. But there is a time, there is one or 2 seconds, and then the computer said, he stopped, finished, and then this is the sign of no anything that is pressed for 2 seconds, and then the computer, not sure about the 2 seconds, but it says silence. Then the computer replies.
So can I ask the other?
Yes, please.
So, one could say, why have a computer as the respondent rather than a human being? So what do you, I mean, clearly there is an advantage that the student can see this information, that's one advantage, but do you think there is any other advantage in having a computer as the respondent rather than a co-performer, a human being?
Yeah, that's a very good question and very difficult to answer, because I was thinking about that another day. Maybe we could do this activity with 2 students. Why not? Yeah. So.
And the student could be echo or similar or different or
that's
anything.
true. I was thinking about that. this previous week I was thinking, maybe we could replace technology with another student. And I was thinking, but maybe, why is in technology maybe could be used sometimes? Well, we have different levels of students, expertise. So the first thing is about the, for example, if one beginner is improvised with a, well, one style and with one shape or, okay. And if we mix two students with different expertise, so the, okay, maybe it's going to be boring for the expert one, I don't know. But, or the beginner can learn as well with the expert. So maybe maybe from this step of, because one student, the second student said, I'm not able to improvise. My improvisation are rubbish. He said that, but he said, can't you see that you improvised? I said, you improvised. And he said, and he started to laugh. Oh yes. So this technology can bring what? More confidence. They might be more, how to say, to increase their self-efficacy about themselves. And then when they are very confident, maybe they are ready to interact and explore, maybe in pairs or, but it's, I was thinking about that as well. Thank you very much. E vocês pegaram, vocês entenderam o que agora...
Só mais uma pergunta aqui.
Okay, I will be fast. Congratulations for
Thank
your
you.
presentation. I would like to ask you, which criteria did you use to judge what was equal, similar, different, or very different? Based on what? Because for me, equal and similar was very different. Okay, and I'm not a musician.
No,
And
yes, because for what you listened, the similar was very different. Is that?
yeah, equal and similar for me was very different.
The echo, did you hear the echo as different from?
Yes.
Because you
Too
have
similar.
no real
The example
time.
that you played. Anyway, que critérios você utilizou para julgar o que era eco, similar, diferente e muito diferente?
No, I didn't give this criteria.
Em português.
Eu não dei esse critério. Então, o software que a gente clica e ele responde de acordo com o que a gente clicou. Eu não estou dizendo
É um
se é
preset do
diferente.
software.
Mas
O
ou
software
similar.
que cria como
Eu
feedback.
cliquei lá o eco, aí
A característica
entendeu?
do software é
Vou
fazer
reproduzir
isso para
igual.
estimular a
É
interação.
aleatório?
Não, eu que cliquei.
Desculpa.
Mas ele está programado para responder com eco, está programado para responder o similar. Agora, se o similar vai ser muito diferente, aí já é outro tipo de análise das respostas. Talvez o diferente, em algumas situações, pode ser mais parecido do que o similar, entendeu? Mas aí é outra questão. Mas ele tem uma programação, porque dependendo de como você toca, como são os intervalos, por isso que o primeiro aluno, ele ficou tipo gaming,
Brincando.
porque ele estava começando a entender como o computador funcionava, como as respostas. Então ele usava terças menores, aí o computador só usava terças menores mesmo, diferente. Mas isso vai ser, eu vou fazer essa análise depois. Isso aqui é tipo assim, spoiler of my research findings for the next stage, for the video. Entendeu?
Ok, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Então,
Isso?
agora finalizamos a nossa sessão. Se tiver alguma pergunta, podem fazer diretamente para os